Yo, what's going on, y'all? It's your boy 3 Stacks in this thing, representing the squad. And today I'm going over an update from my Mermail deck. I've only done one update on this deck since I got it, and I've just been wanting to work on it lately. I felt like I was focused on like Zephyras and other decks, and I really didn't want this deck to be ignored. So I picked up the missing cards that I needed, minus one thing. I just need Abyss Mander, and that's pretty much it. I'm still on the fence about Abyss Fear and Lind. I feel like they're great cards, but I'm just not sure if I need them. But I still want to get them just in case I want to do something with them in the future. But other than that, my main deck is pretty much looking how I wanted it to look to begin with. So let's hop right into that. And also stay tuned for the update on Nimble Mermails. We're going to do that pretty soon. I feel like Nimble Mermail is pretty strong. But other than that, let's go ahead and show you the main deck. So for monsters, starting off, you're playing 3 Abyss Megalo. Megalo is standalone one of the best starter cards. Teus can sometimes be better, but also there are times when you actually need 2 of those water monsters from your hand in the grave. And because he sends them from cost, he guarantees that they'll hit the grave. Hi, baby.
Do you want sugar and cream?
Yes, sugar and cream. So Megalo's pretty strong, and I think a lot of people like really sleep on the fact that he's not once per turn. Most people only play 1 Abyss Scale target to search. Or 1 Abyss spell card or spell or trap card to search, but when you play multiples, you can search them the same turn, dropping multiple Megalos. And also he's still the OTK synergy is there when you're going second. He is the card that you're going to be OTKing with for the most part, and him being a Sea Serpent means that he's searchable through 5 other cards in your deck, which is really important. Well, 7 if you count 1-for-1 and DC Diva, which both tutor out your Nept Abyss. So I guess you're playing 10 copies of Megalo, which is 1/4 of your deck. Then we have 3 copies of Abyss Teus. I long for the day when we get a spell that says, when this card is activated, add 1 Mermail monster from your deck to your hand. That'd be insane, and we're playing that at 3, even if it's a hard once per turn. But I don't think it should be, but we long for the day of that. But 3 Teus is still insane. There's a combo that Phoenix Flare guy came up with, was just Teus and Dragoons. That combo is insane, but this deck is not catered to do the Link Summoning combo with Galaxy Tomahawk and, you know, stuff like that. But just keep in mind that you can cater your extra deck to do so just by throwing in the Tomahawk and the Link monsters to do so. But I'm not trying to do that, and I just wanted to give him credit because I feel like that combo is insane. But I also didn't like that there's a lot of people that were taking credit for his combo. You know, there's people going around boastfully saying that, like, you know, I came up with this combo. But Phoenix Flare really deserves his credit. He's a really underappreciated guy, and I wanted to give him a shout out because I feel like he has more experience playing Mermails than anybody else. But these are your standalone, these are your combo enablers. You want to open with these because it's ideal to dump your water monsters in grave to trigger their effects and also do other things simultaneously like searching. So off the rip, you're playing 3 of each. I need 1 copy of Lead because there is a combo where it was not even a combo, it's a test run where I realized that I could have Abyss Leaded my opponent after I Mooling Glaciated and Trishula'd him in the same turn and still had the Abyss of Gaios after I linked it to Miss Starboy and did Abyss Gaios and equip him with the spell. Basically, I ripped 4 cards out of their hand and had 2 negates to account for the last 2 cards in their hand. So I was like, we gotta play Abyss Lead, man. And then for the rest of the Mermail monsters, I actually play a lot of Mermail monsters. I play 2 guns, 1 Osha because she's ridiculous. Osha's insane. This was a card that I didn't have last time, and I was like, I really need my Osha. I still need my Mander. I like the Osha Mander combo. It's really strong. But Osha is just, woo, she's so saucy. And then we have 1 Abyss Aniri. 1 Abyss Healed because I was realizing I play a lot of Mermail monsters, and it's ideal to summon, like, when you don't have the discard fodder, sometimes you want to summon a second Megalo from your hand or a second Teus to make your rank 7 plays happen or to make your Link Summoning plays happen. So Healed is a really nice 1-of. So Healed just specials from hand. Abyss Aniri is pretty nutty. She's really, really nutty, especially comboing her off with Miss Starboy or Totally Awesome. It's awesome what you can do with her. Wow. But 1 Abyss Pike and then 1 Abyss Turge. So other than your standard 3 Teus and 3 Megalo, I opted to play these 3, 6, 7 Mermail monsters. The only one I played at 2 was a Gun because Gun is really insane. Even though she's hard once per turn, you still want to resolve more than 1. Granted, yes, you can cycle through your Gun using your Turge because he adds the level 3 waters from your graveyard to your hand, but still, I felt like it was worth playing the second one because it does come up enough. So those are the rest of your Mermails, and all of them contribute to crazy combos, just nutty combos. Like, they're all worth it. The only one I'm missing is Mander. The other Mermails, I'm not too fond of, but I do feel like every Mermail monster has a different application. based on the variation of Mermail that you're playing. Then your standalone, your +1, like the God card of the deck, Nectabis. You play through Floodgates with this card. You can play through Vanity's Fiend. You can play through like virtually anything, and he does 10 for cost. So no matter what, you Ash Blossom him, it doesn't matter. He's still gonna search, and then you bait the Ash. So this is a card that your opponent never ever wants to stop because you always still get your play off of it. So it's like almost guaranteed that you're gonna resolve your Nectabis, and if you don't resolve him, you're still gonna resolve the Dragoons that you send for cost, or you're gonna resolve the Marksman or the you know, any of the Atlanteans that you send, like, to pop a card, like, because he sends for cost. So he's just, woo, nutty. And going second, your Megalo can always tribute him off from the field. Use his effect, special summon Dragoons, and then drop another Megalo. Tribute the Dragoons, search again. It's really crazy. I like Neptibus a lot. He's really strong. And then 2 copies of Dragoons. No, they're not ultis. In fact, this deck is not max rarity. I love you. I love you too. But I really do want to make this deck max ready, and I feel like we should just get 3 Dragoons. Like, is Mermails topping anywhere? No, but they can top any event you take them to because they're just that kind of a deck. Then you play 2 copies of Marksman and 2 copies of Heavy Infantry. I opted to play 2 and 2 because I feel like there's an equivalent of face downs and spells and traps and floodgates as there is monsters. Obviously, popping face ups is probably more ideal a lot of the times to hit Diagram, to hit floodgates like anti-spell, to hit cards like you know, for example, like a negator, some kind of boss monster. But at the same time, it's always nice to hit face downs because you never know if it's a strike, if it's a barrier. You don't know really what it is, and it's just nice to play 2 and 2 just to have an equal ratio of either or, because there are certain matchups where you'll be like, dang, the second one comes up, dang, the second one come up. So I just like playing 2 of each. I don't really want to play 3 of any of them because I feel like I would break them, because if you don't have Megalo or Neptibus, you're really not doing anything with these. They do have actual monster effects, like him inflicting battle damage is pretty strong, and your second normal summon is pretty strong too. But other than that, like, they're just really, really powerful cards. And then I play a Frog Engine, just 3 swap and 1 dupe. One Roni homie. This guy, I call him Ernesto, and Dew Frog, I call him Esteban, and this is Roni homie. The frogs are Mexican to me. I feel like if they spoke a language, they would speak Spanish. But that's it for your frogs. And then 2 Aqua Spirits. Aqua Spirits pretty strong, not only to make your rank 4 plays happen, but just getting the extra body that you need. For link summoning, for OTKs, it's really important. Aqua Spirit's nice. I don't want to play 3 of it though, because I just feel like it's overkill. It's not that necessary. And then the Mooling Glacier and the Deep Sea Diva, these are kind of like god cards in this deck. This deck has like a 70 to 80% chance of dropping Mooling Glacier like every first turn, and making your opponent play with 4 cards is always great. For your spells, we play 3 Murray of Greed because every monster in your deck is water. We play no hand traps. Nothing is not water. So Murray of Greed is just insane. It helps you when you draw random 1-ofs that you don't need right now, or if you draw a card that like you already used and it's like a hard once per turn and you really don't need it, you can always just Murray of Greed it back. And it's not hard once per turn, so I was like maximizing on this card. Salvage comes up a lot, adding back Neptibus, adding back your Diva because it's a 1-of. You can add back like so many different things, your swaps, like adding back resources to go for Megalo again, to go for Teus again, or for your follow-up. I just feel like Salvage is a staple that you need to play in Mermails. And you can also play Surface if you want to. And 2 Pot of Desires, because once you get your Dragoons out your deck, there's nothing you really care about banishing anymore. I just care that I want my Dragoons out the deck, because once you get Dragoons out of the deck, they automatically grab Megalo and Mooling Glacier for you. So once you get Dragoons, you get the other cards that you need, so Desires is really great after that. And there are some times when your opponent either like hand traps you, or for some reason like you just open up a really, really awkward hand. This will save your hand. So I feel like Desires is clutch. Then I play 1 Mikazuchi and 1 Kraken. I feel like a lot of Mermail players only play this one, and there's other ones out there. There's even one that negates traps for evenly match, for like Apocalypse, stuff like that. But I opted to do the spell negator and the monster negator because a lot of my turn 1s, I can loop 2 Megalos and get 2 free negates basically, in addition to making your Abyss of Gaios, and Gaios is gonna be like True King of all Calamities. And then you have your Totally Awesome. So like once you Mooling Glacier your opponent and then search out 2 free negates, that's 4 cards out of your opponent's hand automatically. So I feel like the Kraken is clutch. The Kraken is a lifesaver, and Mermail players are sleeping on it because it's not standard. This is not standard in the list. And I gotta stay with the spice, man. 1-for-1 is Soul Charge for the other sacks. Soul Charge in this deck is just like, wow, you are going to win. There's not one time where I resolved Soul Charge and I didn't make a board that had too many negates. Like I had on my 4 cards and I had 2 Totally Awesomes. I had 2 equipped spells. I had Giles. I had just too much sauce. And for the one trap, instead of Abyss Sphere, since I don't have Abyss Sphere, I actually opted to play Squall. Squall is really strong. It is kind of situational because you have to have 3 Mermail targets, but also keep in mind that I play a lot of Mermail monsters in my deck. And there are applications that this trap has when you're ulti-king, when you're trying to be aggressive, defensive, passive, link summoning. Like, there's a lot of things this card can make happen. It also can be an instant rank 7, just an instant Starboy. It's a lot of good things, and it does trigger your Abyssnary if you need to do so. Like, it's just a really strong trap, and that's it for the main deck. Then we have extra deck. Sorry, uses Skull Dread. You don't even need Tomahawk or the Ateus Dragoon combo to make this card happen. You can do this all by yourself. And then Borload, because it's just like, it's one of those cards you need to play. Every deck needs to play a Borload. It's a staple as of right now. These are staples. This is not so Mando, but I feel like every deck, no matter what deck it is, unless it's True Draco, these are staples. And then one more Starboy, because you can always loop it itself and use your Totally Awesome to get it back. And it's just like, the second one rarely comes up, but you always are able to add it back to your extra deck anyway. So I was just like, one more Starboy is fine. If you need the second, just throw it in there. Tatsunoku, Coral Dragon, which is just him when he grows up. Brionic and Trishula for the synchros. I opted just for these. You can do more, but those are enough. And then we have Abyss Giles. And if you're wondering, the reason why I play all these synchros is not only for the options, but because you can use your Deep Sea Diva more than once per duel, because salvage, which is really cool. Then we have Giles. Giles is basically like True King of all Calamities, except he only works on monsters with levels. But still, it's almost the equivalent of Calamities. And once I get Mander, I actually am going to play Calamities, because you can make Calamities with Mander. But Giles is just like ridiculous. This card is so one-sided, it just wins duels by itself. And then for generic rank 7s, we have Flare Metal and Draco Sack. Then for rank 4s, we have Shark, Other Shark, and Dweller. I didn't really have space for like Baguska. Tornado is optional. But I was just like, you know what, we're just going to play the water rank 4s because they have synergy in this deck. And Dweller is going to win you your True Draco matchup off the rip. You can do this on standby, and yeah, they can normal Amano Iwado all they want, but they're already under Dweller. Amano Iwado stops effects from activating. He doesn't negate them while they're face up on the field. So once you resolve Dweller on their standby, their traps and spells will not have anything. So yeah, they can normal Amano Iwado, but they're not going to break your board. And then you have 2 Toads, because the second one does come up. Instead of the second Toad, if you want to, you can play second Miss Starboy. You can play Tornado Dragon. You can just cut a lot of cards in this extra deck and do like the Tomahawk thing with the link plays. You can do that. But that pretty much concludes my Mermail deck profile. Let me know your honest opinion and feedback in the comment section below. I'm not a sensitive guy, be it positive or negative feedback. I receive it the same way. I give the same response to everybody. I'm just not very I'm not very, like, I guess you could say I don't do favoritism, and I'm not a very, like, negative guy. For the most part, I'm really positive regardless of, how people talk to me, because I basically, it's always going to come back to me, so I keep in mind that I want to treat people the way that I would expect them, but I don't always expect people to treat me the same way, because everybody's not going to do that. But I still try to, basically pour out blessings, because I know that I'm going to receive them from Yahweh in the future. But next up, we're going to be doing Ritual Beast, and this is spicy. I want you guys to stay tuned for the Ritual Beast. We're showing love to a lot of the underrated and underappreciated rogue decks, and just decks that people just really don't see like viability or like some kind of competitive synergy in. But stay in your seats, guys, because we're coming at you with another deck profile like right now.